Well, I didn't end myself in. I should have thought of that, but we're live. And I don't know, do I want to lead off with the topic of this stream or not? I think I will. But hold on, I have to tweet out the stream. I didn't even think of that. I also want to test if my comments are working now. Well, it says they should be. I want to make sure and see if that's actually in the chat or not. Because if it's not, I'm going to flip. Yup, it's looking like that did not grace the chat. Okay. I'm still having StreamYard problems. It's been a while, and it still just has nuked itself. But let me tweet out the stream link real quick. I just need to tweet this link out quick because why not? Nope, wrong link. Okay, that's weird. That just turned on by itself, but this is not working. Is this picking up my audio? Yeah, it is. For a second, I thought, is it picking up my audio or not? But it should be. It should be. Good thing is, I am finally back. I haven't streamed in a while. It feels good to be back. It feels... I don't know. It just feels good to get another stream out. But I want to lead off with something I found earlier. It is going to be in Fighter from 3 that will come out later today. It is not... Actually, I might release it quick during the video and schedule it for after the stream. But yeah, I think I'll just release the podcast right after the stream, which works for me because I'm probably going to talk about some topics on both the stream and it's stuff I've talked about on the podcast. But let's lead off with well, I don't know. Do I want? If there's anyone in chat, do you want me to lead off with the trade scenario, or I still do have to talk about? Hey, what up, Coach Dante? I still got to talk about some other things. But what's up, Coach Dante? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Actually, I think I will lead off with the scenario. Now, this is not my scenario. Let me make this clear. This is not my scenario. This is something that somebody sent to me. And it's disappointing. Yeah, man, we really do got to collab. So whenever you want to just hit me up on Twitter or something, I should respond back within an hour. Depending on if I'm busy or not, but I will definitely respond back. I'm open to any collabs. So anyways, later if there's somebody in that wants to jump in on stream, I will drop the streamer link later. If somebody wants to jump in, I was testing it earlier. Still doesn't work in my chat, so I'd have to put it in the description. But I am going to try to get that fixed sometime, probably tomorrow, if I can. But the scenario was Sixers deal Shake Milton and Ben Simmons to Boston for Jaylen Brown and Peyton Pritchard. When I first saw this, I I had to put my phone down and take a second and then make sure I saw it right. Because no, there's so many problems with that I pick out immediately. First thing, Peyton Pritchard's got a deep connection with Ime Udoka. What makes you think they're going to move him? He's not going to move. That connection, you can build on that, and you can probably make him a at least decent point guard if you do it right. But that's what it is. That is what it is. Not only that, why would you deal Jaylen Brown? I mean, I say this all the time. I said this in the podcast. If Brown was on the block and insiders got word, we would have known about it immediately, or even getting shopped. If him, Smart, or Tatum were ever even thought of in a deal, and insiders got a hold of that, that would have been out immediately. So I don't know why. Not only that, I look at it as a kind of, it's basically a 2-player swap. And you can't tell me that that's an even swap for what Boston could have compared to what the 76ers do have in the deal. Because at the end of the day, I think the Celtics have the leverage in this deal. So wouldn't they at least try to get a pick out of it? Not only that, you're not just dealing Brown and Pritchard for Milton and Simmons straight up. That's never going to... No. You're never going to do that. What? And they cited, I want to say... What did they cite? That they cited that Brown and Tatum don't necessarily fit together. And that was a big problem in Celtics downfall last year. No, that was not. That was not a downfall. That was, if it was, it wasn't a big pitfall for the Celtics. Because look at all the other factors. You don't necessarily have a great number one center. There was times it would jump from Williams to Tristan Thompson, which, okay, I get it. They're not the best centers in the league, but Williams is on his way up. Tristan Thompson, I'm not sure where he's at in his career right now. I'd have to look that over. They did bring in Al Horford, but I think that was more because bad contract in the Kemba deal. And that won't help that situation. But anyways, another thing that really was our downfall was, well, look at, you lost Jaylen Brown in the playoffs against a three-headed monster and Joe Harris, who has his nights and doesn't. He's a very on and off player, which he's been that for a while, where one night he goes off, the next night he barely scores 10 points. So you go into that without Jaylen Brown, with a Robert Williams who may not be 100%, and a shredded knees Kemba Walker, who I think was out. I'm pretty sure he was out later in that series for his knees. Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure. No, that Tatum and Brown's play styles, yes, they conflict in a way, but they also complement each other in a way. And I think you can definitely have a good team with two primary ball handling shooters. I think that can work well if done right. But it is what it is. And looking at the return package, if you anywhere the Sixers try to deal Ben Simmons, I think they're at a disadvantage and lose a bit of leverage right there just from trying to deal him. It's like you hear Simmons in a trade for Dame with some other things. Well, first of all, you're hearing LA's name pop up a lot more, the Lakers. And not only that, Sixers, you got to deal the right pieces to get a Damian Lillard. And I don't I don't think they have enough to do that without sacrificing something in their core. Yeah, I'll drop the link in a minute into the description because it won't let me do it in my chat, but I definitely will. But anyways, this scenario just it gets me going. It got me angry at first, but then it just got me disappointed in whoever's coming up with these scenarios. There was one. There's only been one good one I've seen out of the few I have seen, and that was one that really made me think, and it was a trade for John Collins over in Atlanta, and I don't remember it exactly, but I'm pretty sure it was dealing Marcus Smart, a player and a pick, I think, for Collins, which I'd be fine with depending on who it is. But at the same time, are you going to move Tatum up, or you can't move John Collins to center? So are you going to move Tatum back up to small forward, or are you going to play two good power forwards, and you just play, let's say, Nesmith small minutes, or let's say a small forward small minutes in the starting lineup, and you give Tatum or John Collins 6 men off the bench good minutes, like Team USA did what? Against Australia, I think they did that in the starting lineup with Jeremy Grant. They started him, but they only played him 13 minutes just because they wanted to play a defensive rotation, really. I think that's what it was because I went over it earlier today. And Team USA, this is, speaking of them, I don't even have any words. They've been disappointing. And CJ McCollum came out with it earlier this week, and honestly, I really do agree. A big player in this is chemistry, and that's something this team does not have, Team USA. So I think that's one thing they're really going to need to at least somewhat build upon going into the Olympics, which starts next week. And they have their last exhibition in 15 minutes, 17 minutes against Australia again, which that'll be fun because if we don't beat them the second go around, that's going to kind of be sad. You've got enough there, and you can't let guys just go off on you. That's one thing this team struggles with, and one thing I really was annoyed with when they tried to go just defensive only approach. This team's not built for defense. That was also game 2. That's why Tatum came off the bench game 2, was because they wanted a more defensive approach. That didn't work. But Team USA, it's been weird this year. But I want to cut over to some Eagles quick. Then I will drop the link. So I do talk about this on my podcast, and I've gone over this a couple times, but I really haven't gone over it on my channel. And I want to cover it quick. Running back. And I think last time I talked about it here, it was before I really started to think, well, we could run 2-back sets, and that could come in from Indy. Now I'm really starting to like the idea of running a 2-back set and going 5 running backs, because it's not like we haven't done it before. It's something Howie would do too. It sounds like him. And it wouldn't surprise me with Howie, because if we're running 2-back sets, he's probably going to keep 5 running backs. But the one thing is, if you keep 5 running backs, you're probably going 6 receiver, 6 corner, and you got to cut down at corner. That's gonna be weird. It's gonna be competitive because not a lot of them are great, but they're all like almost equal level with each other, I'd say, in a way. So you've got a bunch of guys coming in that I don't even know if they should be on the team. Like if this wasn't a year where depth was super shallow at corner, I don't know if most of these guys would make it. But It's going to be. I think if they run 5 running back, they got to roll with 6 receiver, 6 corner. Because I was saying earlier in the year before Grimes and Tate were cut and Walker was brought in from the Jags that you could see 7 receivers on the roster. Now I don't see it. Now I can see easily cutting down to 6 unless they really like Walker, which I don't think they would. I really think he was just brought in, let's see what you can do. And if you can outperform someone, great. If you can't, no harm, no foul. We may keep you on our practice squad, depending on how you do. Okay. I'm fine with getting an option for that. We may need that in the future, especially with how our injuries go, though it should get better because Doug Peterson's not coaching. And now we can actually run padded practices and not just walkthroughs. I mean, when it came to Doug Peterson, you heard walkthrough almost as much as day to day. And if you can go up to any Philly fan and go day to day, and I guarantee they'd start banging their head on a wall or get PTSD because that's not like I get flashbacks to hearing day to day for Alshon Jeffrey for like 8 weeks straight. That was horrendous. Because it was trying to get more production and show that it wasn't a waste of money, but we knew it was a waste of money. It was one of those things where everyone else knew it was over before Howie knew it was over, before Howie knew it was up, that you were never going to get the production for the money, but he still tried. But everyone else knew it was over. Howie didn't. And that's what sucks, because he pushed away Fulgham and pushed away a player that was on a hot streak. But anyways, I will drop the link right now. I just got to edit it quick. All right, let me just make sure it is in the description. It should be. Yes, it is in the description. So anyone who wants to come on and talk, you're more than welcome to. But on to some more NFL talk, I guess. Not exactly sure what I want to go to next, but I don't know. What do we want to cover next? Trying to think. What happened this weekend, Phil? Nothing really happened in Eagles news, though. That was my problem on the Common Flock. Was I was saying nothing's happening. That's why all these rumors are coming out, because nothing's happening. And that's the annoying thing. Like I was looking around digging before the Common Flock earlier today, and I was like, nothing really happened, did it? Because all I really talked about was the Watson situation, Xavier Howard, and a couple little other things, I think, that, or I just talked about one. I think I talked about one other topic. I think Fighter from 3, I talked about a couple different little things. But at least I got them out. I didn't record anything for the Golden Dome. Depending on what time I finish streaming, I may try. I probably won't get one out to this week. There's not really much to talk about. I did want to review the schedule, but I can just move that to next week. I may even do a stream where I look over the schedule. I'm not sure. It's so up in the air that it is what it is. But we are 20 minutes in, and it's been a very quiet week, but only a few weeks left till training camp. Actually, I think around 2 weeks, which is nice because then we'll have something to talk about. But when, you see, now I want to look when this college football starts. The last week of August, and we've got about 5 weeks. And this is just me tossing out a guess. I haven't exactly looked it over, but it should be around 6 to 7 weeks. And man, this is going to be interesting leading up to college football season because nothing is happening. Nothing has really come out in terms of Notre Dame besides recruiting. But I don't talk about recruiting unless they sign their national letter of intent, and even then, it's not always going to keep a player here. But cutting over to college football talk quick. Preseason top 25 poll. So, the NCAA's top 25 is actually out. And this is from the NCAA website. 1, they got Bama. 2 is Clemson. 3, Oklahoma. 4, Georgia. 5, Iowa State. Okay. 6, Ohio State. 7, Texas A&M. 8, Cincinnati. 9, Indiana. 10, what? Iowa's 10? Okay. 11, North Carolina. Oh, that I expected. It's North Carolina. They've got Sam Howell at quarterback. Okay, I can see that. Washington's at 12. Notre Dame's at 13. Hold on. Here's what I don't get. You put Washington at 12, and they played 4 games last year. Notre Dame, say what you will about them, they made it to the ACC championship. Still not apparently better than Washington in the preseason poll. Really? 14's Wisconsin, 15's Florida, 16's Oregon, 17's LSU, 18's Texas, 19's Coastal, Carolina. They're not going to be there by the end of this year, 100%. 20 is Ole Miss, 21 is Penn State, 22 is Miami, 23 is Arizona State, 24 is USC, and 25 is Louisiana. Three of those opponents play Notre Dame. Yeah, no, our schedule's gonna suck. I don't like our schedule at times. This year, I don't think I'm gonna like it at all. But we do play USC and Stanford again, which I that's all I could ask for. Wisconsin, who in that preseason poll is ranked. Cincinnati, preseason poll ranked. USC, preseason poll ranked. UNC, preseason poll ranked. Stanford is not, sadly. I think Stanford can get to that point. They were ranked last year. I think they can get there. I don't think Virginia, Georgia Tech, Navy, those teams are going to get ranked. Definitely not Purdue or Toledo. Florida State could be ranked in the beginning, but not at the end. Not at the end. No. I don't think they have enough after the first 3 weeks. That's how they are. They're good the first 3 weeks, not in the rest. But hey, the good thing is, we play USC. We play them at home in the middle of the season. Then we play Stanford near the end at Stanford. I was thinking it was the other way around, and then I realized, no, wait. It's impossible because I'm going to the USC game, but I'm going crazy. It's interesting that it's not, but Miami's up here. Can they stay there? Who knows? Because he did tear his ACL in the bowl loss to OK State. Did I note that was De'Aaron King or not? I may not have. But De'Aaron King did tear his ACL, so. And right off the bat, they play Bama. Also, let me note, there's like 4 ACC teams on here. Miami, UNC, Clemson. Actually, 3. That's not normal. ACC doesn't really do very much every year. ACC, Notre Dame just walked in one year, beat them, and then left. I mean, that's not a good division, and now that they've got 3 ranked teams, okay. That'll be interesting. Can UNC stay up there? Probably. Can Miami stay up there? Who knows? It's Miami. Is Clemson going to stay up there? Yeah. That's what Clemson does. Clemson, you know they're going to stay there. It's like Ohio State and Bama. You know they're going to stay in the top 25 all year. Who does Bama even have this year? See, now I want to check this. Now I'm getting into. I want to see if Bama's got anybody tough on their schedule this year. Okay, Bama does have Florida week 3. Okay. They do play A&M a couple weeks later. They do play Tennessee. They do play LSU. They do play Arkansas and Auburn. Those are some good teams. LSU wasn't the same after Burrow. I don't know if they'll stay in that top 25, unless they get somebody who can perform at like 3/4 Joe Burrow level. A&M came out of nowhere. They're going to be wonky this year. You may see them drop. You may see them rise. Who knows? Florida? Let's hope they recovered from throwing a shoe and, well, whatever. Also, let me talk quick. I never talked about this on my podcast, and I kind of wish I did, but now you can't do horns down to a Texas player without potentially getting called for it. But if they did horns down to another player, they probably wouldn't get called. Why? When that came out, I was mystified. But anyways, this stream's not really doing so great. I think I'm going to call it here. But anyways, this has been an interesting stream. Thank you to everyone who joined in, whether you were in the chat or not. Not much really happened. Not a lot to talk about. Nobody really jumped in. But I will see you guys hopefully in the week with news. If not, during the weekend with a podcast. My podcast should be out soon after this. I will see you next time.